Morocco. Thoughts of Morocco conjure up images of camels traipsing across the desert sands. Bazaars and chaotic markets, street artists and snake charmers. Impressive palaces, minarets and ancient fortifications. Coastal ports and fishing fleets. And not to forget the 1942 film Casablanca, Humphrey Bogart, Ingrid Bergman and Rick's Cafe. Morocco, situated in northwest Africa, is all this and more. The city of Rabat may be the capital of Morocco, but the largest city by far is Casablanca. It is also the country's economic and business centre, as well as being Morocco's main port. We had limited time to spend in Casablanca, so we grabbed a map and headed off to see what we could find. One of the interesting places we found was the modern reconstruction of the fictional bar Rick's Cafe American, the principal set of the black and white spy film. The interior details of the film set have been faithfully reproduced, taking patrons of the restaurant on a journey back in time. The next morning we were packing for our next destination, but before we left we visited one of Casablanca's main landmarks. Taking approximately 7 years to build, the Hassan II Mosque was completed in 1993. The 9-hectare site is positioned partially over the ocean. It was designed by the French architect Michel Pinsou under the guidance of King Hassan II. It was built by Moroccan artisans and tradespeople from all over the country, 3,300 of them. We were amazed to be told that even the roof retracts, something you expect from a sports stadium, but not necessarily a mosque. The walls are made of handcrafted marble, with 1,600 workers assigned to plaster work alone. 105,000 worshippers can gather for prayer, 25,000 inside the mosque hall, and another 80,000 on the mosque outer grounds. The minaret is 210 metres high. We then hit the road for our next destination, which was the town of Meknes. Our hotel was named after the nearby site of an ancient Roman city, which we were to visit the next day. That evening, we were invited into the home of a local family for a traditional Moroccan meal. Tagine cooking is a popular slow cooking method in North Africa, especially Morocco. It requires low heat, minimal water, and combines meats and vegetables with spices, dried fruits and nuts. And then there's traditional Moroccan mint tea. Originally founded as a military settlement in the 11th century, Meknes became the capital of Morocco in the 16 and 1700s. Sultan Ismail, the ruler at the time, endowed the city with extensive fortifications and monumental gates. Our Meknes guide told us that in medieval times the salt trade flourished. Salt, used to preserve food, was of great value and was traded in gold. Our walking tour commenced at Thursday Gate. The name of the gate, completed in 1687, is in reference to a weekly market, or souk, held on a Thursday. The recently restored historic Jewish cemetery, which was founded in 1682, is situated nearby in the old Jewish quarter. It is often referred to as the White Cemetery. The Medina, the old walled town, and the Casbah, which is a fortified citadel or fortress, are surrounded by a series of ramparts that separate them from each other. While walking the lanes and back alleys, you couldn't help noticing the impressive-looking doors. Doors to Moroccans are very important. Serving as more than just an entrance, they are cultural symbols of hospitality, modesty and privacy. They mark the boundary between public and private life.
You can do it. Come on, buddy.
Come on. There is a photo on the side. There are some designs.
The 9-hole Royal Golf of Meknes is the only golf course in Africa located within a Casbah. Founded in about 1970, Hassan II, the previous king of Morocco, had the idea of designing the course as a golf garden. If you knew where to look, there were shops full of colourful fabrics, decorative metalware and amazingly crafted silverware. It was lunchtime, and of course we had camel burgers. They feature lean ground camel meat mixed with traditional Moroccan spices. They are served with a savoury sauce. The Roman Empire spread far and wide into many countries, and Morocco was no exception. Once a provincial Roman capital, Volubilis was a distant outpost of the empire. Originally a Berber settlement, it fell under Roman control in 42 AD. It was abandoned around the 11th century as the power centre shifted to nearby Moulay Idris and later Meknes. The ruins remained substantially intact until they were devastated by an earthquake in the mid-18th century. What was revealed during the excavation were well-preserved mosaic floors from public buildings and high-status homes. There is also a prominent reconstructed arch, built in 217 CE, to honour the Emperor Caracalla. French archaeologists also reconstructed sections of a basilica and a forum. Leaving the ancient Roman city behind, we travelled further inland, passing Mount Zurhun in the distance, known for its whitewashed town. There was vast farmland and a boy on a donkey, all set against a background of pink and white hills. Many of the hotels we ended up in were about 3 stars, and their opulent main entrances didn't necessarily reflect the class of their accommodation. Though sparse in features, they were adequate for the short stays we had. According to tour guide notes, the old city of Fez, known locally as Fez El Bali, is arguably the world's most fascinating and confounding old city. Medieval Fez was one of the world's great centres for education and culture, both Islamic and Jewish. Its religious institutions and libraries are legendary. Our local guide for Fez, Ahmed, pointed out on the map different areas we would pass through on our walking tour.
This green part is a new city, the French town where there is a hotel. So the hotel is in this area. We are more interested by these two parts. So the new Fez with the Palais Royal, which is the King's Palace on the left, and on the right here starts the Jewish quarter, or what we call Mellah. The melah comes from the Arabic word malh, meaning salt, because the Jews were engaged in the salt industry, and salt at that time had great value. Is it CNN?
No, BBC.
BBC, yeah. So as Trump said, fake news.
Our first stop was the colourful royal palace, the Fez Palace of the King of Morocco. The palace was initially built in the 13th century, whereas the highly ornate gates are of the 20th century. Rubbing the large brass handles and knockers on the golden gates is a popular tradition. It is said that touching or rubbing the knockers brings you good luck and wealth. The zellage tile work is a traditional form of Moroccan mosaic that uses small hand-cut tiles to create elaborate geometric designs, symbolising divine order and perfection. The predominant blues and greens symbolise peace, prosperity and divinity in the traditional Moroccan culture.
It's a reddish color.
Already.
It's green, but turned red.
Before venturing further into the bowels of the old city, we witnessed some traditional craftsmen and women at work.
People who learn the job from father to son.
Watching a skilled potter at his wheel is mesmerising, as the clay is formed into ever-changing shapes until it finally morphs into the finished product ready for the kiln.
There is iron on us. Shukran, Mohammed. Now we see step number 2.
To add a bit of bling or shine, nickel or silver wire or strips are inlaid into ceramics. Then there's the demanding and tedious art of skillfully chipping away at tiny mosaic tiles to obtain the perfect shape. And can you imagine trying to remember the intricate pattern while working on a tabletop upside down? Moroccan ceramics are often distinguished by their geometric patterns. These patterns range from simple shapes to complex mathematical tessellations. Our guide then led us into the Fez Medina, apparently by the back entrance.
Apart from tunnels. Scaffolding renovation or scaffolding just.
The Medina is the oldest and largest car-free urban pedestrian zone in the world. Established in 809 AD, it is described as a vibrant maze of over 9,000 alleyways, home to thousands of artisans, markets and historic mosques. Our guide described it as chaos, but of a nice kind. Todra Tannery is the largest and one of the oldest tanneries in the city. Raw hides are soaked in stone vats with a pungent mixture of lime, salt, cow urine and pigeon droppings to strip and soften the leather. They are then transferred to circular vats containing natural plant dyes like indigo, henna and saffron. The shops are packed to the ceiling with all manner of leather goods. You could literally shop till you drop. But there's more. This three-storey building was originally a caravanserai, accommodation for travellers and their animals traversing the trade routes. Cheeky. Lunch came as a welcome break from all the activity as we enjoyed a traditional meal in an attractive and ornate setting.
Different expressions.
We usually associate silk weaving with the silkworm, but we were shown that a silk-like thread can also be obtained from the leaves of the agave cactus.
Look, we touch, please. I need to touch.
The fibres are spun into thread and weaved on traditional hand looms to create unique textiles.
This is the blue color of that.
Using scarves made of agave silk, we were shown how to tie a traditional Berber turban.
Goes well, yeah, absolutely. And then, nice. Where is it?
He's got a big head.
Oh,
This is longer.
Very fetching. Back at our accommodation, the air conditioning was backed up with a welcome cool breeze. We were now taking a long and relaxing drive to the Chebbi sand dunes in the Sahara Desert. On the way, we stopped to spend some time with a colony of Barbary macaque monkeys. These wild monkeys in Efran National Park are native to the region and have lived there for thousands of years, making the park one of their last natural habitats. As we approached the desert village of Marzouga, we noticed that there was a lot of water beside the road. We soon found that we were actually travelling through floodwaters. Not what we were expecting in the Sahara Desert. As we got close to our camp, we needed to go off track to skirt around the nearby seasonal salt lake. A mint tea was most welcome on our arrival at the camp. The weather soon brightened up as we checked out our accommodation. The tent virtually had the dunes at our doorsteps. Inside, the tents were beautifully set up with plenty of Berber flair. And they came complete with ensuite, a flushing toilet and a hot shower. But there was no time to relax. The management had other plans for us. We were soon kitted out in desert gear in preparation for our camel ride into the dunes. Mounting a camel and the word graceful are not normally found in the same sentence. Once underway, The soothing rhythm of their sure-footed stride gives you confidence that you're in good hands, or hooves in this case. Once out in the sea of dunes, the warm glow of the setting sun created its own magic. After dark, the festivities began. And with that driving rhythm of the drums, how could you not get up and dance? Sunrise in the dunes was another magic moment. We even had a visit from some local wildlife. Our next destination was the Todra Gorge, near the town of Tingur. On the way we had a couple of stops, the first being at the site of an ancient irrigation system. Known as the system of Qataris, it is a Persian invention that dates back 2,500 years. A tunnel taps into a downward flow of underground water at the water table and directs it at a very low gradient to a cultivated farming area or oasis. Wells or inspection holes are dug at regular intervals for maintenance to remove silt that may block the system. They are also used to obtain drinking water. Another interesting stop was made at the Manar marble factory in the Urfid region. The marble that is worked at the factory is embedded with fossilised prehistoric sea creatures and crustaceans from when the ocean extended to the Urfid Desert region. Impressive fossils have also been found in local rocks. The marble is used to create amazing works of art. At a nearby town, we couldn't help noticing the frequency of green doors. Green is the sacred colour of Islam and symbolises the lushness of paradise, fertility, growth and prosperity. The lush green fertile valley of the Todra River is in stark contrast to the surrounding arid terrain. Our hotel, the Casbah Tabarit, was a traditional Moroccan-style hotel. Situated in a picturesque valley, it was close to a river and an extensive palm grove. There were impressive views from the balconies. A short walk along the valley from the hotel took us past small plots of fruit trees and vegetable gardens used by locals to supplement their food supply. This eventually brought us to a deserted village that had been badly damaged by past earthquakes. The cochineal beetle, or scale insect, feeds on prickly pear cactus. Our local guide demonstrated that when the insect is crushed, it produced a red pigment. The bright red dye is used in many everyday products such as food, textiles and lipsticks. We'd been seeing these symbols throughout the country, so we asked our guide Abdul their significance.
The one it's Amazigh symbol, it's for freedom. So you can see that it looks like someone free. There is like a feet, hands, body. It's for like freedom. The one is for women if there is like, they use it for celebration day or like a wedding. They take it and put it like in their clothes.
Rock climbing and abseiling is popular, for some, on the sheer rock walls of the Todra Gorge. This spectacular gorge, with its up to 400-metre high walls, narrows down to as little as 10 metres wide in places. During the dry, the river can be little more than a trickle, but during the rainy season, the Todra can expand massively, covering the canyon floor in a strong torrent. You almost needed a donkey to negotiate the track to our lunchtime restaurant. But there was plenty of food and our host was entertaining.
Very tasty.
Good job. Non-stop.
From Todra Gorge, we passed through more desert areas with the occasional irrigated green patch. This was called the route of the 1,000 Casbahs, not to mention more of those green doors. Our destination was Alt Ben Haddou, a historic fortified village. built around the 17th century, is considered a great example of Moroccan earth and clay architecture. If you think you recognise it, it's possibly because the town has a long list of film and TV credits, including Lawrence of Arabia, Gladiator, Queen of the Desert and Game of Thrones, to mention a few. The next morning, we were off at a fairly early start. Our destination that day was the town of Imlil in the high Atlas Mountains.
The people now they try to fix it.
On the way, we passed through semi-deserted villages that were damaged by recent earthquakes. As we headed into the mountain range and the road became more windy, there were signs of recent rock slides. By now it was mid-morning and there was plenty of activity in the towns we passed through.
So it's in front of us, exactly here. Where Tom crossed like
On a certain stretch of windy road, our guide Abdul pointed out that this was where the motorcycle chase scene from the movie Mission Impossible Rogue Nation with Tom Cruise was filmed.
Check what you need for one night on stay. Okay, wow.
Once we arrived at Imlil, we prepared ourselves for a 1-hour trek further up the mountain. Some decided to catch a mule, whereas the rest of us just hoofed it. Our main luggage was stored at the local hotel and our overnight bags transported up the mountain. The track was to take us up to a village called Aroumd, where we would spend the night at a homestay. The path we were on, which is in the Toubkal National Park, is part of the route taken to summit Mount Toubkal, the highest peak in North Africa. Many villages in the valley were affected by the devastating September 2023 earthquake. Some were completely destroyed, and overall thousands of lives lost. Our accommodation, the Riad Dar Tajin, is a traditional Moroccan guest house run by the Tadjar family. The stay featured Berber food and hospitality. Rooms may be modest, but they have their own toilet and shower. From the balcony are great views down the valley and overlooking the village. The village, which is the highest in the valley, is organised by the Association for Development, a charity formed by the elders of the village. Recent projects have included resurfacing and widening the mountain roads and getting electricity and running water to all the houses. The next day was back down the mountain. On the way to the Atlantic coast and the port city of Essaouria, we pass through a region where argan trees are grown. Argan oil is produced from the kernels of the argan tree, which is indigenous to Morocco. Often referred to as liquid gold, it is widely used in cosmetics.
Okay, so that one,
Yeah.
see that?
Okay.
How-
So all those trees
Good.
dead, or they just... Sorry.
When food is scarce on the ground, goats are known to climb argan trees. The cooperative Marjana for the extraction of argan oil is run entirely by Berber women. The co-op was founded to provide economic opportunities and financial independence to women, including widows, divorcees and single mothers. Only traditional methods of extraction are used, the process all done by hand. Argan oil is rich in vitamin E, antioxidants and essential fatty acids. It's an excellent skin moisturiser and can repair and tame frizzy hair. It also claims to support heart health when consumed. At the table, it can be used instead of olive oil. At Essaouria, we were dropped off at one of the gates of the old walled city, Lion Gate. Within the medina, there are few cars or motorbikes, so our luggage was brought to our hotel in hand trolleys. Our room was comfortable, with plenty of space to relax. Down in the street, it was business as usual. Built as in its present state in the 18th century, its architecture is European military, adapted to a North African context. Known for a long time as the port of Timbuktu, Essaouria became one of the major Atlantic commercial centres between Africa and Europe at the end of the 18th and during the 19th century. Hours can be spent taking in the old fortifications and observing the activities of a working fishing port. This is a serious fishing port with scores of boats parked everywhere. Down by the waterfront, we got close and personal to the local yellow-legged seagulls, always looking for a free feed. With all that fresh fish around, it had to be fish for tea that night. There was more to see the next morning on our walking tour of the old town. Now a guest house, this building would have been the home of a wealthy merchant. It would have had to been this size to accommodate his multiple wives.
Who have Riyadh before? Only the rich people.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And the rich people before they have 4 wives.
Right.
Every wife with her black.
Oh, I see.
Wandering the narrow streets and laneways, you'd be surprised at the variety of wares or services offered for sale. These double-edged daggers and scabbards are the traditional kumya. They are crafted by Berber and Arab artisans and feature ornate engraved metalwork and filigree details. We commenced our walking tour in Marrakech under the minaret of the 12th century Koutoubia Mosque. The iconic structure was named after the Arabic word meaning booksellers, which reflects the area's history as a bustling marketplace for traders of manuscripts. Beyond the tower's spiritual function, it also served as a lighthouse and watchtower. We were now trusting our guide to navigate us through the maze of laneways in the old Medina. It was becoming chaotic. You needed eyes in the back of your head. but the locals just took it in their stride. It was a welcome relief to come across the relative calm of the Bahia Palace. The Bahia Palace is a mid to late 19th century palace consisting of 150 rooms, multiple courtyards and formal gardens. During the time of the ruler Bah Hamid in the late 1900s, it had rooms such as the hall for business and administration purposes, 4 rooms for his wives, which are equal in size, meaning all 4 wives are equal in status, and a quarter for his 24 concubines. There was also a school where Abu's sons and daughters were taught by their teachers, which was turned into a mosque 5 times a day for praying. It is believed that the palace is named after his favourite wife, Bahia, being the Arabic word for brilliance. It was then back to the hustle and bustle of the Medina. The craftsmanship of their metal and leather products is absolutely amazing. Also within the Medina is the Madrasa Ben Yusuf. Its overall appearance is stunning, and it is recognised as a pinnacle of Sardian and Moroccan architecture. Commissioned in 1565 CE, the Ben Yusuf Madrasa was the largest Islamic college in the Maghreb, northwest Africa, and could accommodate about 800 students. Another interesting historical complex is the Sardian tombs. The Sardian tombs were built in the 16th century by Sultan Ahmad al-Mansur, the third ruler of the Sardian dynasty. The tombs were constructed to honour the Sultan's ancestors and were designed to be a grandiose display of his power and wealth. The tombs are in 2 main sections, each containing several chambers and decorated with intricate stucco carvings and colourful tiles. It is interesting to note that the long-forgotten tombs were rediscovered in 1917 after being walled up for nearly 300 years.
Come my friend, come.
There's nothing quite like ending the day at Jema El Fana, Marrakech's main square. With its snake charmers, traditional musicians, street performers, and numerous food stalls and pop-up restaurants, is an experience not to be missed. Whether it's riding a camel across the desert sands, climbing up to remote villages, sunning yourself at a coastal fishing port, witnessing skilled craftsmen and artisans, getting involved in the local culture, trying new food and drinks, visiting ornate palaces and madrasas, being shown famous movie locations, and being bustled in the chaotic medinas and squares. Morocco is all of these experiences and more, but most of all, it is fun.